Oh boy, it has been a while. After many months off, as we get a nice warm reception from the crowd, after many months off, the Practical Talker Sports Show has returned after school ended. We took the summer off to do other things, but we, all three of us, have come back together as usual. Jordan, flanked by my co-hosts Ringo and Tom as usual. How's it been going, guys?
It's been good. You know, a few months off. A lot of ups, a lot of downs in the sports world.
Yeah, we
and
have
in the
missed
real world.
a good amount.
Yeah. But I was gonna say, it's just excited to be back. We are at a new location here in my basement.
Yep.
So we're not going to be able to do weather reports like Jordan likes to because there's no windows.
There's no windows.
No. So we're not going to have the weekly.
Could be snowing out there for all we know.
Yeah, God only knows.
We don't know.
Could be apocalypse now for you know.
I know. I can't see outside because Tom has no windows in his basement. Yeah, a little bit of a downgrade in the studio.
Okay, calm down. It's a nice little apartment. All right, the rent is good.
They take care of me here.
They can't.
Yeah, but for now, we just got the audio going. We just have the audio going. We don't have the cameras yet. The cameras will come so you guys can see our beautiful faces, especially mine. But for now, it's just our beautiful voices. And as I just said, we during our time off, while we did other stuff over the course of the summer, we nice, good. And yeah, Ringo just showed me.
All
if
right.
you follow the Impractical Talkers
which is
Twitter
good.
account, or you follow us on SoundCloud or on YouTube. You will be getting a notification that we are live right now on Spreaker, our new streaming device.
It looks good. You can click the tweet. You could, and then listen to it right there.
Wow, yeah.
Gives you an option to hit
We're making
play,
it as easy
and
as possible. So
Yeah.
if you absolutely hate us and don't want to listen, that's on you.
Yeah, if you really just don't like us, then you can really go out of your way to not listen to us. But yeah,
And even
like-
hashtag the hashtags on
and
its own.
hashtag the hashtags we're going to talk about
the
today.
The Spreaker app might be the
Double
way.
tag.
Yeah, nice job, Spreaker.
Yeah.
But anyway, yep, we missed missed a lot, but a lot's been going on in the sports world. And baseball season hits at full stride during the summertime. The playoff starts heating up.
Basketball free agency.
I'm
just
but
glad I wasn't here to have to talk about that. With
yeah,
Ringo
the
and you, because-
disappointment. But we're not going to waste time talking, going over everything we missed because nobody wants a recap. So we'll just pick up what's going on in baseball, pretty much because right now that's really been taking the headlines. You got football preseason. Football kind of free agency carrying into preseason. We'll touch into that later because if you see our hashtags on the Twitter account, you see Cowboys, baseball, Mets, football, whatever. So we'll get into football, especially what's going on with the Cowboys later on. But right now, we'll keep it in the state. We'll keep it with New York. And my two co-hosts, Ringo and Tom, are the Met fans here. What a roller coaster of a ride this season has been. At one point, you guys are the laughingstock of the league. All-Star game hits. Post-All-Star game, now you're only 3 back after having a tough series against Atlanta. Only 3 back in the wild card. So what the hell's going on with the New York Mets?
I have no idea where it came from. This is a
But
shock.
this is life as a Mets fan. It's a roller coaster. That's what it is.
Yeah,
mainly
but
down.
the roller coaster
mainly,
doesn't go up usually. It's just
Oh no, it goes up, but it's a lot further drop down than up.
it's very true.
So I don't know. From the All-Star break, after Big Daddy Pete Alonso won that home run derby, things have been working out for them with everything except for just a couple parts, and that one part would be the bullpen. So
That is the main part.
yeah. So if they want to be a playoff team, they want to be in that postseason for the wild card spot, or even try to make a run against the Braves because they still have, I believe, 6 more games against the Braves. They
have
have
another
to shore
series.
up.
They
Yeah.
just lost 2 out of 3 to the Braves these past few days, and they do have another series like within this month, and then probably in September as well.
So yeah, they have to shore up the bullpen because if you don't have a bullpen, it's just not going to work out in the postseason. Because yeah, we might have one of the best rotations in baseball, but that's only going to get you so far. One of these games, they're going to have to leave after the 5th, 6th, and that's going to leave a few innings to go to that atrocious bullpen with Edwin Diaz not being able to throw a baseball anymore. No,
He
I
can't
don't-
hit the strike zone. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
The only positive about the bullpen is Seth Lugo, and that's literally the only positive.
And guess
there's,
what? That
there's
positive
no one
is
else.
coming to a negative right now because of his last outing.
One last outing. I'm not going to kill him for it. He's been very
Well,
good.
No, he's been
He's been
more
one of the
than-
best relievers in baseball.
Easily.
but
He's broke the, or actually, I'm sorry, he tied the Met record for most consecutive outs by a bullpen What's up?
I'm trying to right-click again. It's not, I can't do it.
Oh God. Oh God.
On this goddamn laptop.
Okay. Jordan, okay, Jordan's having some technical difficulties. But yeah, Bobby Parnell set the Met record for most consecutive outs with 26, and Seth Lugo tied it, and then in Mets fashion, obviously let up a home run. So yes, that's just
a
to the
disastrous outing 2 nights ago.
yeah.
He comes back for that. Well, he's trying to share the show.
Yeah. So, but the Mets, everything has been working for them right now. It doesn't matter who it is; you're going to get contributions from everywhere, from 1 through 9. And obviously, some people right now who are killing it, just Pete Alonso.
Pete Alonso and Rosario last night both had 5 hits.
It's crazy.
And Ramos had 4, I think.
Uh-huh.
And even Lagares had 3.
And
but last night,
our best hitter right now, Jeff McNeil's not even in the lineup.
I know.
So that's just saying.
No, the offense definitely has come into its own. But I'm sorry, just taken from last night's game, we had 23 hits and put up 10 runs, and we almost lost the game because I think Braves had 11 hits and they put up 8, and 5 of them were in the last 2 innings or something like that. Like, this bullpen is not going to last a second in the postseason, in a wild card game, nothing.
Honestly, if you go to a wild card game and you throw DeGrom out there for the starter, he goes 5 innings.
You have other starters.
You throw in Thor.
Syndergaard.
You throw in
Yeah,
Stroman
no,
to
literally.
close
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Literally.
That's it. For that one game,
you
you
can't
go
trust
with your
that
best
bullpen.
pitchers. You don't let
that
the bullpen
bullpen's
touch it.
really, it's what's holding other teams back as well in the NL, in the wild card race, like the Nationals.
Mm-hmm.
They blew 2 games against the Mets last series when they're at Citi Field. They blew back-to-back games because of the bullpen, especially that 9th inning game. They were at a 3-run lead in the 9th in the first game of the series, and Doolittle let up a home run to Frazier, and then the game-winning hit to Conforto. So the Mets, that's a big problem right now that's holding them back.
Mm-hmm.
You're up 10-3, and you
got to be
gotta
scared.
hold on to
You got to
for
be
dear
scared.
life. Yeah,
It's
Like,
unbelievable.
honestly, I saw my brother texted me the bullpen. LOL. So I go and I look at him like, all right, so they just lost 11-10. That's the only thing I could think of. And it's 10-8. Game's over. I'm like, you know what? I'm glad that I didn't see the last part of this because I would have had a heart attack. But I was
gotta
not
look
surprised
back.
one bit.
No, I was at work, and me and my manager looked up, and it was like 10-3. He's like, all right, that's good. You beat the Braves. You got this one. I was like, I don't know if we got this one. I'm like, I'm scared. There's
looking
nothing
right now
There's nothing
who-
you could be confident
Who
about.
let the Braves back in it? It was
Well, I know Diaz got the save.
Gagnon. Gagnon.
Gagnon. I
Gagnon.
think
This
is
isn't
how
a
you
Game
say
of
it,
Thrones name.
Yeah.
It's not
Yeah.
that.
An inning and 2/3, 6 hits, 5 earned runs. He's got an 8.74 ERA. And then Diaz came in for a third of an inning, walked a guy, and then struck
Of
out
course.
the next guy.
He's never just getting out
It's
of
not
it.
going to be
Yeah.
easy.
Yeah. Stroman pitched good. 5 1/3, 4 hits, 2 earned runs.
Got his
3
first
runs.
win as a Met, which
Yeah.
is good. I
gonna
still
say-
don't Speaking of Stroman, I still don't understand that deal at the deadline.
Honestly, that shocked everyone.
Yeah. Let's take a trip back to the deadline. So we go to the deadline, and the Mets are what, 7, 8 out of a wild card?
They were
at the
8
time?
out of it a few weeks ago.
Like
They
12,
went from-
13 out of the division, probably more.
In a month, they went from second last in the wild card race to literally second spot to the wild card, the last spot. And
So, but that's not only just the Mets doing great. It's all because the National League, they're all doing average. All right, everyone's just in the middle of the road, around 500. Nothing
Yeah.
amazing going on. So one of these teams are just going to catch fire. and
That's all
take
it took was the Mets. It wasn't easy to go on a good run because the wild card in the NL is just barely over 500.
Yeah.
So that's all the Mets had to get to, and now
I was
they're
going to say the
back
Mets
in
have
it.
been on a streak that is just unheard of.
Yeah.
But the National League is letting them back into
I
it.
know. Like
So,
you put the Mets in the AL, they're like not even close right now,
Yep.
but they're in the NL, so good for them.
I was going to say, yeah, so they go out, they get Stroman. So
Which
once
was
they get
shock.
Stroman, it's a shock. But you're thinking, okay, so then
You're thinking they're
Wheeler
sellers, and
Wheeler
then they
has
go
to
and
go
buy.
at least. Maybe Thor has to go, but they get Stroman.
When they get Stroman, I'm like, if you're getting Stroman, why would you get rid of anybody else?
And they
that
didn't.
means like you
Yeah.
want to
Yeah.
compete, and they
100%.
didn't.
Yeah, so
but like
now
going
they're
into the
showing that.
deadline, I'm like, all right, they got to unload here because they were a disaster. They were a dumpster fire going to the deadline,
Mm-hmm.
and then all of a sudden they get Stroman. I'm like, all right, you're like 8 games out of the wild card, not even close to the division. Now you're getting Stroman, meaning you want to compete. I'm like, this doesn't make any sense.
it still makes no sense.
And then all of a sudden they go on this huge run. They were a game. They were like treading water at like just at the
Mm-hmm. I was gonna
wild
say,
card.
they
at
have
one
not
point.
hit.
They
even
haven't
yet
We
with the
haven't
wild
went
card
to bed
spot.
on a baseball night with the Mets in a wild card spot. We haven't
Not
done
yet.
that.
Not
Yeah,
yet.
But right now they're 3 out. kind of like they lost 3 straight before last night. Almost lost 4 straight. They held on. Not thank God.
What a way to lose 4 straight. If
Hey,
they
when
would
the
have
Mets
blown
are
that
doing
game.
good, it's good for the state of New York. Okay,
Yeah, but
things are different.
think about the Mets. Like, I see it with the fans all over Twitter and social media and on the radio. I've talked to Ringo on the phone about this. Like, they haven't won anything yet. You didn't win an August championship. You still have to finish the whole month of August. Then you got all of September. Let's pump the brakes.
Hey,
I don't want to see Pete
Met
Alonso putting out a tweet saying, "Oh, we're going to make miracles happen." Just this. Oh, wait, so there's so much yet to come. Like, you haven't won anything. You haven't even gotten in the wild card yet. Anybody can go on an 8-game run.
It was a little more than 8-game
they
run.
won 8 in a row. I'm
Okay.
talking about, like, they won 8 in a row. Yeah, they've won, like what's off the top of my head? Let's just say 15 of 20. They've won, right?
About,
Well,
yeah.
I was gonna say
It was
it was around, I believe,
I
15
think-
of 16.
Yeah,
It
they-
was-
It might be like
it was
16
that
of
quick.
20 or 16
Yeah.
of 21,
Nah.
something
It was-
like that.
but
Yeah,
it
now
was-
is. But at one point, it was like 14 of 15. It was like
Yeah.
insane.
Mhm.
But, like, you got to pump the brakes.
I was gonna say, right now they have matched in the second half the first half's total series wins.
Yeah.
It's been crazy.
That quickly. In the second half's like a month and a half old. Maybe not even. But you got to pump the brakes with the getting over the react. Because I see fans now. Now let's gun for the division. All right,
No,
now you're back to like
I
10
100%
games
agree with you. That
Yeah.
Pete Alonso tweet, that's good. You want to see your player, especially
Yeah,
this up-and-coming player, have that mentality, but don't put it out there. Don't.
I'm fine
say-
with him putting it out there. Because they're right now they're backing up the talk. Right now they are.
Not
He's
really.
lucky.
They're still
Okay,
3 games
this is
out.
a little
Pete
bit different
Alonso-
than Jamal Adams tweeting out.
Oh, it is,
Okay,
100%,
okay.
yeah,
So
because
they're
Pete
That's what-
Alonso.
yeah.
No, it's not different because
How
it
is
was
it not?
after. Because it's only different because they backed it up. But at the time of the tweet, it wasn't different because they just won what
That's true.
one
Yeah.
series or
And
whatever.
They still haven't even gotten
So
the wild
it's
card
not
yet,
different.
and we still have a lot.
If the Jets, if the Jets would have backed it up, they would have backed it up. But then they lost the next week versus Miami. It's the same thing. I'm okay with Jamal Adams and Pete Alonso having that mentality. Just don't put it out there
No.
after one series win
I'm
or
fine.
one
Put it
week
out
and
there
one
you're
if
win.
you back it.
and
if
you're
you
not
back it
even
up.
in the wild card yet, and they still haven't even gotten in
They're,
the wild
Pete Alonso, the
card
way
yet.
the Mets were playing before that tweet, Pete Alonso's lucky they backed it up. This run was so
Ringo's
unexpected.
He's lucky.
and
he's lucky they backed
It's
it up.
insane. No, but it's true. You're telling me if he put that out there and they lost the next 8 games, he wouldn't be getting rained on.
No, he should. And
Okay,
his whole
so he's
LFGM,
lucky.
which I love.
So
would
he's
just
lucky.
go to shambles.
Yeah, like you just gotta pump the brakes.
But now,
you
see,
do.
This
You can
team
have
is
that mentality
still-
in the clubhouse. Pump up your players. You want them to feel like they could beat any team on any given day.
Yeah.
But that's what you want. But just it
So-
puts so much more pressure on the organization and the
Yeah.
team and everything
And
when
now
you put stuff
if they
like
don't make
out
the
there.
playoffs, he looks like an idiot.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Uh-huh.
And then
It's-
the Met fans
Okay, but
it's not a shock.
I also love Stroman comes in here, and he might not have wanted to be here from the reports, but he comes in here, and he's just an electric.
He's an
factory.
emotional player. He's a very
I-
emotional
Yeah,
player.
when you're
love-
winning, it's a lot easier to show like
Yeah,
positive.
so now,
emotion,
okay,
yeah.
if they go
Yeah.
on like a 5-game losing streak,
I
and
guarantee
he's throwing
if the
stuff in the
Mets were still
clubhouse,
the Mets from
Yeah,
when they
that
got
would
him,
not be
he
good.
wouldn't be as excited.
but it makes it fun to watch.
I still don't understand why Stroman's on this team. Like
Yeah,
we
that-
give up,
yeah.
we give up Anthony Kay, which is like our number one pitching prospect, who's supposed to be amazing for this guy. In a year where we're not even at the time at the trade deadline, we're not making a run for the playoffs at all.
You're still
So
not in.
Well-
really think about that trade at that time. You get a guy that's got a year and a half left on his contract. You also have Wheeler on the way out, and this is his last year on the contract. And you give up Anthony Kay, who you have rights to for the next however many years.
2 games back in the wild card.
It just doesn't make any sense. At the time, you were not ready to make a run. Honestly, now you're not even ready to make a run. This bullpen can't last.
Yeah.
This is a nice run to have. It's good to see, but I'm not buying into this unless they're doing this
I
on
was
now.
Me and Ringo are I would say, pretty even keeled. Go with the flow, Mets fans. We're more of the pessimist side. We don't get too optimistic with things on the Mets. But seeing all of the Mets fans, as Jordan said, they're going crazy. They think that this is going to lead to a World Series run. I'm not surprised. That's what Mets fans do.
That's what
we
fans
get
of bad teams do. I say it all the time. When fans of bad teams